All right, here we are continuing on with why do a unit plan? So we started with year planning with the overall. We've got the overall, we know exactly what we're going to do from September to June. We have a sense of our scope and sequence. I really like having a year plan. It just makes me go whew, as a teacher that I kind of know what I'm doing the whole year, although within that is great flexibility. So don't think that once you have that year plan, you absolutely must keep. Sometimes your unit might end up going a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, and you have that flexibility. But generally, it will give you a nice arc to your whole year. So then what you're going to do then is then those units that you created, your fractured fairy tales, your podcast, your poetry unit. Why do we even develop a plan around those now? Basically, what's happening here is, where's my mouse? There it is it's a bridge between the year plan and the lesson plan. So to go from the year plan directly to the lesson plan, which is very minutia. The lesson plan is all about minutia. The year plan is all about broad objectives. Is this unit plan is that middle. It gives a little bit of a bridge. It also gives you a clear sense of direction so that you have an idea again as you're in the craziness of lesson planning. It gives you that overall direction of, okay, this is my third lesson in a unit of 15 days. I'm on track. I need to, those kind of things. It helps you focus your planning on the particular abilities, interests, and aspirations of you and your class. So again, if you're really super into Greek mythology, you can do a unit on it, and then you can bring in exactly what you're passionate about. Maybe you're passionate about linking it to the stars, just like we did with Sky Science. And so that would be then how you would go about planning that unit, bringing in your own interests and abilities. And basically, a unit plan ensures that you cover the Alberta Program of Studies. Again, you are responsible as a teacher for covering those Alberta Program of Studies, and so this is one way that it helps you. Okay, I'm going to scroll over here. I've got another screen happening over here. I'm trying to do double screen. Okay, so basically I'm going to show you an example of a unit plan on our MHC unit plan template. I'm going to pull, oh, there's my dog. I'm going to pull the Reader's Theater unit out of the year plan. So you saw that I was going to do Reader's Theater unit. So if you don't have a sense of what a Reader's Theater unit is, I would go here and watch this YouTube clip. This is a YouTube clip that you will eventually is on your reading list, but closer to the end of the term. So you can just look at it now, because I think it'll give you a better sense of how I developed the unit plan. Okay, so let's have a look at the unit plan right now. So if you have a sense of what a Reader's Theater unit is, continue on with me. Hang on. Okay, here we go. So this is our MRU MHC unit planner. This is what you will use when you do any unit plans for us here at the college. So basically you have what grade, what year, the unit title, and then we're going to work on the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. We're going to do that from November 26th to December 4th. It's 3 weeks or 15 school days. Again, just to kind of be really specific about what's going to happen. Okay, so here are the Program of Studies curricular outcomes. List, number, and full text. So basically this is verbatim from where? Where's it verbatim from? Where did these curricular outcomes come from? Your year plan. Oh, your year plan. Is that what you said? Awesome. These are where you went down in your year plan, where you filled out the little X's. This is now where you pull those from, and you pull them to. So you pull them to your unit plan. You will see why you want to add the letters in, because ultimately what will happen is here, when you get into the specifics of the unit plan, instead of writing all this out again, all this out every time. You are just going to put 22 or 2.2.g, and then you can go. There it is. So these are the outcomes from your year plan that you X'd off as you went through. Okay, so then what you're going to do in your unit plan is you're going to put the applicable outcomes here, list only the numbers. Then you're going to give an overview of opportunities. So this is not this is again that bridge from that overall year plan to the specifics of a lesson plan. So for example, in my Reader's Theater unit, I'm going to start with a KWL on understanding of story structure. So what do you know, what do you want to know, and then at the end, leaving the L blank for the end. Okay, so that's my overview. That is going to take, I'm going to skip that. It's going to take 1 day. You can see the assessment portion is grayed in. This year you don't have to worry about the assessment portion, but we're going to look at that next year. This is what I want to look at, the competencies. And you're going, what are these competencies? Basically, I'm going to just scroll down to the bottom. The competencies are here. This is the Alberta Education Competency, and we're just going to go to that right now. And you'll see things. Here we go. I'm just going to pull this up for you so that you can see the competencies. Okay, here we are. This document is like our TQS, the Teacher Qualification Standards objectives. Like those are for us as instructors, these competencies from the Alberta government are those really overarching ideas. So basically there are 8 competencies, these ones here. Okay. After I finish, I would pause and actually just look through this document. It makes sense if you just take like 5 or 10 minutes and look through it on your own rather than just rushing through it. But I'll guide you through what is here. So basically here's the overall competency. And then again, it always has all these indicators of critical thinking and then examples of what that means. They have one of these pages for each of the competencies. So again, if you haven't seen this document before, which I don't think many of you have, I would stop the video right now and go to it and then come back. So this is the address. There we go. Common word address right there. Okay, I'm going to keep going because I want to. Sorry for those who are dying that I'm just moving my screen back and forth. Okay, so here we go. So what you're going to do in a unit plan then is you're going to start to think about, this is where you start to break it down into, okay, this is what I'm going to generally do with this unit. So then I'm going to do a KWI. That's going to take 1 day. Then I'm going to review story structure and character development. That's going to fulfill these outcomes, and it's going to fulfill some critical thinking competencies, and that's going to take 2 days. Then I'm going to read and discuss varieties of stories where characters either change dramatically, and I'm going to use these particular books. That is going to fulfill some problem solving and critical thinking competencies, and it's going to take 2 days. Okay, so we only want you to do 2 days max per row, because if you do, like I'm going to do this over 5 days, it just gets harder, because what you're going to do is ultimately you're going to take this and then create a lesson plan around this. So if you have too many things in one box, it's too difficult to then make a lesson plan. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this to read through, kind of see, you can see that it's practice the Grinch Who Stole Christmas to be show ready. I generally then, it gives me the idea of what I'm going to be doing for these 2 days, but I can't teach off of that. I can't walk into my grade 4 class and be like, okay, we're just going to practice. What does that look like? You have to know what specifically are you going to practice? How long are you going to practice for? Which are groups going to all be in the same room? Or are you going to send some to the library? Okay, so that's the minutia of the lesson plan. These are, and these are again not required this year, but these are possible assessment types that you may use to actually assess where students are at. But don't worry about those yet, but we wanted to leave them on so that you can see them. Okay, so the other aspect of this, of the unit plan, are the literacy and competencies. So again, I'm just gonna go here and show you, actually I can just cover this one up now. Again, I would stop and have a look at these literacy and numeracy competencies. Basically, you've heard that Alberta education is really focusing on literacy and numeracy. This is the documentation that says kind of why and how we're focusing on literacy and numeracy. That's basically what this is. It's an Alberta government document. So again, take 10-15 minutes and have a read through this, because it will just ground you right off the top versus you kind of scrambling to go, what are these literacy and numeracy skills? You'll actually have an understanding of them. Okay, so this page here is just the organization. It just kind of like that page in the program of studies where it said, this is how you read this document. This is just basically how you read the document. Okay, I'm going to actually go right to the document. So here's, again, some background. Don't skip over it. Have a read through. These are the literacy progressions. So just like your year plan, you can, so the overall competent component, that's the right emphasis. This is literacy awareness. This is the literacy awareness component. And under the literacy awareness component, there are LA, literacy awareness 1, opponents of literacy, importance of literacy, and learner awareness. Okay. You also have task awareness. So it's just a little bit of a subdivision, just like the Alberta Program of Studies had those subdivisions. That's what's happening here. So if you are reading this document this way, this way, you will see the sequence all the way from kindergarten to high school. If you want to read it this way, and then down, you know what I mean, this way, is then you will be looking at typically where these literacy components are in a 6 to 8 year old. Okay. So again, these are not curricular outcomes, but these are literacy numeracy skills that we are wanting you as teachers to be implementing into language arts, math, social science. And we looked at some of the ways to do this in 371 last year. So this shouldn't be a foreign concept, but this document might just be a little foreign right now. But again, have a look through it, have a go on your own through it, and I think it'll make a lot more sense then. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the unit plan example. Okay, so that's what you're going to do, is you're going to jot down what you think in your unit will fulfill the literacy and numeracy competencies. So basically here I put in that I will be, through this reader's theater, they will understand the importance of literacy, the purpose, and participation in it. They will be able to communicate meaning with clarity, with an audience, purpose, modes, and media. So you basically are taking those aspects from the literacy competencies and putting them in here. And the same thing for numeracy. So we're looking for those literacy numeracy competencies on every unit plan. Here are the education competencies, and what you're going to do is write out how they are connected to what specifically you have taught in the unit plan. So again, have a read through what I have given you for an example compared to the documentation. And then ultimately, you will have some reflections and revisions that once you teach the unit, you'll go, yep, students really enjoyed performing this. 2 days to get performance ready was too long, and it really helped all readers. Awesome. Hope this helps in unit planning.